Today I'm in the wood yard. I'm in Delta County. I'm with Logger Mac. We're on a logging job. Here we go. So tell me where we're at here. We're on a state job, right?
Yep, state of Michigan land. They put timber sales up, and a company from Unising bought the timber, and we're subcontracting here to cut today.
And how many acres together, altogether?
Right around 150 on this sale.
And you've been here for how long?
I cut here for a while last winter, and then for a couple weeks here now, trying to wrap things up.
And how many cords total? You said like 1,500, 1,600?
Yeah, right around in there.
That's a bunch of wood.
Yeah, it's quite a bit.
And primarily what is it? Looks like a lot of hard maple?
Hard maple, beech, ash, and a lot of basswood.
Basswood?
Yeah, a lot of basswood.
Any aspen at all? You'd leave that?
A little bit. I cut a couple yesterday. Only been a few cord.
And what's the wood going for? Is it lumber? Is it
pulpwood?
Everything?
Pretty much everything except for biomass. We don't really chip here. Paper, pallet, and then high quality logs to make furniture, flooring. Things
You
like
guys
that.
got some good timber here. Nice looking stuff.
Yeah, it's beautiful stuff.
All right, so we're going to do a job. Trees are going to go down. Here we go.
Quite a few. guess he's not going to go there. He's going to go over there.
So you let it go basically so you don't beat up the machine too much?
Yeah, and me.
Yeah.
Jostle you around, you feel it at the end of the day. Having the tracks on makes a big difference though.
Yeah.
Each track individually is 2,200 pounds.
Oh, it gives you extra weight.
Yeah. And when I'm reaching off to the side, especially when I'm driving, it helps a lot. So the way the machine works is there's they call it a frame lock because it's articulated. It also twists in the middle.
Uh-huh.
So when I'm not on the foot pedal, it unlocks that feature. But then when it's in park, when I'm off the foot pedal, it locks that frame. But that extra weight gives me the ability to swing the crane to the side while I'm driving forward, saving a little bit of time.
So you got everything set to 8.9?
Close. My pulp parameters are anywhere from 8 foot to 8.11, depending.
Oh, really? Give you a whole foot? Wow. And the 8 on the right, that's your diameter, I'm guessing?
Yep.
So do you go down to 3-inch or 4-inch, or where do you stop?
Well, the mill says 4, but I think we all push that 3 mark.
Yeah, yeah.
As long as it's not a piece of junk, you know. Like this one, my diameter is also a little bit off. That's probably closer to 4 inches right now. When you look at my, since yesterday morning, I cut 149 cubic meters of timber. It's
how does that convert to cords then? Do you know?
With the computer, because it's not perfect, because right around 2.4 is a good conversion number. So since yesterday morning, 148 divided by 2.4.
Oh, okay.
If they watched my video, they could. I had people guessing yesterday what we were going to cut in a day.
So, yeah. So it's over 50.
Yeah.
Now they're taking the ash because it's going to die anyway, or it's dying, or...
Yeah, I haven't seen an ash tree for quite a while. I didn't have the ash borer disease. We won't have ash trees, at least of this age class, in a few years. I don't think.
No. Yeah, we were just talking the other day. I was talking with someone that what's going to happen when there's no more free ash wood from tree service for all the part-time firewood people, because it's going to dry up eventually. Right now we're in a glut, obviously, for the next couple of years, but pretty soon there's going to be none, and then they're going to have to buy wood.
Yeah, from here to Green Bay,
yeah,
on the side of the highway, it's just there's nothing.
Yeah. Farther east you go, the fewer ash trees there are because they've been dying from that direction.
Yeah.
Farther west and north you go, there's more of them.
I mean, and if you use your property for recreational purposes, it becomes a danger. It's a hazard to walk around in your own property.
Well, you only got a couple of years. It's not oak. It doesn't last very long.
No. It I call it's a sort of successional species. It doesn't have a long shelf life.
No.
Crooked little guy. Oh, get him next. When I'm cutting, I always go for whatever presents itself in the moment.
Yeah.
As you cut your top.
Don't try to force it.
Yeah. If I can drive up to the top of the tree that I just fell and take a limb off to lighten the load and cut that up first, I will. You never know, it might not present itself again, so you can shave that limb off or whatever.
No, sometimes I notice you grab it down farther. Are you just lining the ends up and cutting too sometimes? Like, you're not actually measuring?
Yeah, sometimes they don't, especially like a crotch.
Yeah.
Or I'll just grab this and...
I see you go a little slower and I see you slide it out. You're looking at the end and then cutting, right? Yep.
Exactly. Crooked hardwood is 50% measuring, 50% guesswork.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody thinks trees go straight. There's always a lot of sweep and curves and crotches.
Yeah.
So many different buttons do you have in each hand that you're actively using?
Actively using? I use these three pretty much all the time. These three pretty much all the time. Then over here, these two all the time. And then these four. And then these two. And then this one as well.
That's a bunch.
And then each joystick has left, right, forward, back, and then paddles in and out as well.
And then your feet are doing something too.
Yep, driving, and then I level my crane with the foot pedal down there as well.
Yeah, people think that you just hop in, and you guys make it look really easy.
Well, I've been logging in this style crane with this style joystick for 7 years now. In this specific machine for over 2. It's kind of like riding a bike in a way.
Yep. Yep.
It becomes second nature. lots of different features on the machine too. Like my diameter sensor on the machine coordinates with the distance in which my saw comes out.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. Basically, I try to set my saw parameters so that the top of the chain doesn't go past the bottom of the cut.
Oh, okay.
To keep the chain on a lot.
Right, I was going to say you throw a chain then, I suppose. That is cool when you shoot them out like that.
I like doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever been down on the ground when someone else is processing like you are, down around the stuff?
Yeah.
It's a violent place, isn't it?
It is.
People have no clue how much destruction is going on. It's stuff is flying and it's loud and noisy, and you got to look up a lot because you got stuff coming from up above, and you gotta. I wouldn't if I was you. I would never let anybody that hasn't been in the woods before cutting trees go out there and walk around. 'Cause you got to know kind of where to go. And even a couple times I looked at you like, am I going to be okay here?
Yeah, I've had a couple people come out and they're like, well, I want to stand out there and watch. It's like, no, you don't.
Right.
Or I'll get landowners that sneak up on me. They don't tell me they're there.
Oh yeah, and you're dropping stuff at them.
Yeah. Or walk behind me, because I do a lot of work where it's like I know my surroundings.
Right.
So like right now I'll back up and I don't even look behind me because I know what.
You were just there, yeah. It's not like you're in a parking lot.
Yeah.
Then you're laying logs, obviously, so that when the skidder comes through to pick them up, to forward them out, you're putting species together, you're putting quality together, and you're putting it where it's best for them too, right?
Yeah. Kevin's got quite the reach. So like I got all my bolts on the one side of the pile and my pulpwood on the other right now. Sometimes it all kind of gets mixed together. It depends on where we're at. Both with him being caught up to me and or the sorts we're doing.
And do you try to be consistent with your method all the time as far as where you're laying what, so that he just knows that that's the way it's laid out? Or you just keep them separate the best you can?
Separate the best I can.
Yeah.
It's not perfect.
Yeah.
Uncle Kevin's a really, really good forwarder, operator, and sorter.
Yeah, I noticed he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's been logging since he was in high school. Actually, the last job we were at, when he was in high school, there was a forestry program.
Oh.
It was the very first place he ever cut timber.
Really?
We just got to log the whole thing.
Oh, jeez.
Do a thinning, just like we are right now, actually. That was pretty cool. Kind of nostalgic for him in a way.
So how long has he been logging?
On and off for
30 years probably.
50.
50? How old is he?
I guess, 40. Probably 40 years. Probably started when he was 14, I think. Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going by his actual age.
Yeah.
If he's watching this, I'm sorry.
And you're taking those out just because they're in your way, or they want them gone, or just there's no value in them?
I'm gonna smash them down anyway,
Yeah.
just driving.
Right.
So if I lay them down and get them broke off clean, they grow back better.
Yeah. Quite the deer trail right in front of us there.
Yeah, there's a bait pile right there.
Oh, is that what he's got?
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
That's right. You guys can bait in the UP, can't you?
Yep. So, well, parts of the UP.
And is their season still open?
No, it's
all
been shut
done now?
down for a while.
Yeah.
December, January 1st is when she's done.
Yeah. It is in most of Wisconsin too. We just happen to have a couple. I think there's like 6 counties or something like that that have
Late antlers.
late bow season to end of January, and I think it's because it's agricultural. They're trying to thin the herd down.
Oh, that's a problem we have in our area. There's too many deer.
Really?
Specifically Menominee and Delta counties.
We're in Delta right now.
Yep, barely. Not too far from the county line where you're at here.
So So I know you don't have a beep or anything telling you when you're there, because I hear a lot of guys when they're running, you hear the beep constantly.
There is.
Oh, you just turn it off?
I just beat it.
Oh.
Or sometimes I don't press the sort function button, so it won't beep.
Is that one of the harder things to learn, what you just did there?
Yeah, it takes a lot of time to know
where your bar is going to be.
Yeah, it's real easy to dull your chain.
I would imagine you could hit the ground or a rock or something real easily.
I had a property I cut this past summer. I went through a box of chains of 20 in 2 weeks.
Oh, jeez.
Like, I didn't even try sharpening them. There was so much iron.
Oh, really?
On that, it was an old farm.
In the wood, you mean?
It was yeah.
Fences or what?
Yeah, there was an old farm.
Yeah.
That's a nice stick of pulp, but if I can get it.
I noticed there was that one burl that you caught. Do you guys have a market for the burl that you put it separate or what?
I trade one of my buddies. He's a farmer, but in the winter when he's not quite as busy, I still don't know how he has time. He's milking cows every day.
Yeah.
But he does woodwork.
Oh. Okay.
So I trade him beef.
Oh, hey, that's a
for
good
burls.
deal.
So I feed my family with burls.
Oh yeah. Nice. That's a good trade.
I still have to pay for the processing and whatnot, but it's get the cow for.
Is he always looking for more, or has he got plenty?
He doesn't have a ton. It's
And
just
is there a
couple.
certain kind he's after? Is it maple or cherry, or because that's the two you see the most of?
A little bit of everything. So that burl you saw earlier will be turned into duck calls, goose calls,
right.
Turkey calls.
Sure.
A little bit of.
Does he do bowls or anything like that ever? Or?
He probably dabbles in it, but his son runs an Etsy shop on the side.
Oh, sure.
So I keep meaning to go over there when he's got his sawmill going and do like a woods to finished product with what they're doing. I think that'd be kind of fun. This spring, if Hunter's cutting, we'll have to go out and check out his scorpion giant when he gets back from.
Oh, yeah. So is he just staying through the winter, then coming back as his plan, or?
I would think so. I couldn't tell you for sure. I haven't talked to him for a hot minute.
Is he happy with it so far?
From what I can tell, yeah. Likes the view.
Oh,
There's the visibility out of a scorpion is tenfold to this.
yeah. Really, this is nice.
Oh, you can see everything right up to you.
Really?
It's pretty crazy.
So you drop that butt down just to stop it, so that you can then aim it, or what?
Yeah, use it as like a little lever.
Right.
I do that once in a while. I saw that one when it came off the stump. The head shot forward.
Oh, okay.
I could see the top didn't want to go. I didn't want it to come on top of us.
So you're dropping it so you can use it for prying, basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Getting a phone call. I'll call him back later.
So what do you get? Obviously, you're getting paid the most money for your logs. Is it the maple logs that are the best, or?
Yep. Maple logs and probably birch logs have the best value.
Really, birch does right now?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Birch is, it's not
If it's a
super
good log.
Yeah,
And there's not a lot of them because they tend to grow pretty crooked and curvy. And,
pretty much.
Yeah. Do you guys get any yellow birch or river birch up here at all? Is it all just white?
I cut a couple of them yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cut a couple logs out of them too.
Yeah. Not much cherry. I saw that one you cut. There was one chunk of cherry I saw back there a while ago.
Yeah, we get into some more, especially on like the farms. For whatever reason, we get them more there. We don't. We don't usually get into hardwood this nice for this long, honestly.
Yeah.
We do a lot of swamp cutting. We've been cutting a lot of ash the last few years.
Yeah. What about balsam and spruce? You get much of that or no?
Yeah, but the market for it isn't what it could be.
Yeah.
It's better now than it has been. We got hooked up with a outfit that treats us real good. It's finally consistent again.
Yeah.
You can do what you want every month.
Well, I know there was a while ago, like a year and a half ago, it was pitiful everywhere.
Yeah. It was, a lot of guys went out of business.
Oh, I know. This is kind of nice when you're into the sun, huh?
Yeah. We'll have to go.
It's like having a giant heat lamp and you can't see.
You wouldn't think it's as hot as it is, but
Oh, yeah. Well, we're in a terrarium.
yeah. I always call it the greenhouse.
Yeah, exactly. So now this cut you're doing now, how many years will it be again before this needs to be cut again, or will it be a final cut on the next one?
Probably 2 more thinnings after this.
Really? So how often? 10 years?
10
15?
to 20, probably. This was mismanaged because of that, because it was in limbo for so long with that shady logger.
Yeah.
No, it was marked to be cut, and then it sat for 10 years.
Oh.
So if you look around, there's trees that have cover-up paint on them.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've seen some down in central Wisconsin. I got a buddy that's got some land in Adams County, and one of his neighbors has got 700 or 800 acres.
Okay.
And it's big red pine. I mean, like, and it's close, and it needs to be thinned, but they don't want to cut anything.
Oh, it's going
And
to kill itself.
They don't realize that. Number one, they're losing money, obviously. Number two, it's that the health of the forest would be so much better if they thinned it out.
Oh,
they're like, I don't know, like 9 or 10 stickers. I mean, they're big, really big red pine.
They're going to end up losing a majority of the trees as they choke each other out.
Yep.
One big windstorm, break every top off.
Yep.
No, mismanagement is.
Well, an average person or a person that thinks all trees should live forever, they don't realize that they kill each other off, wind takes them down, and the health of the forest is no different than a garden. You're basically weeding the garden right now, right? You're taking out stuff that doesn't really stand a chance, and it's going to be better for the overall rest of the trees because you're eliminating some of the competition and taking out inferior stuff, right?
I always consider it like I always use the goldfish story. A goldfish can only get as big and as healthy as his environment allows him.
Right.
So you gotta cut a few out, have a few fish dinners, to keep the health of the.
Makes sense.
It's no different with your deer herd either.
Right. Yeah, they can overpopulate and then they die off. And you don't see that all the time, but it certainly can happen. That's why they got so many problems in some of the western states with EHD.
Yep. CWD.
You haven't seen CWD, yeah. Because most animals don't know that they're literally eating themselves out of house and home, and they don't stop breeding. The whole goal is to make more.
Oh, they're hardwired to
make more,
reproduce.
That's exactly. And when they run out of food, they don't realize that. It's not much you can do about it, but. And with hunters wanting more deer and bigger deer, the only way to do that is to feed them more.
Yeah, then you create dependent deer upon.
Exactly.
Then they can't fend for themselves.
Oh, I heard your beep on that one.
Yeah.
So when you're going back and forth delimbing it, your roller is counting back and forth. It keeps track.
Actually, there's a separate roller for that.
That little one in the middle?
Yep.
Okay, that's your counter.
Yep, that's on a spring mechanism, and that rides on the timber. And then the 3 wheels that you see spinning right now, that pushes the timber through the head. And you have 4 mechanical knives.
Yep.
Those delimb, and then you have one fixed one on top, and then a pretty wore out little one on the bottom.
Yeah. Do you sharpen those very often or not really?
A few times a year.
Yeah.
They're probably overdue at the moment, honestly.
It's because you're busy cutting wood.
That's right.
I get guys all the time telling me, oh, you need to wash this, you need to clean that, you need to do that. Well, that would be great if I had the time, but I'm too busy selling wood and cutting wood, and
Yeah.
you can't just constantly be keeping everything polished and spiffy.
No,
I didn't buy it to rub it with a diaper and wax it every other day. I bought it to use it, whatever the tool is.
exactly. There's a difference between spit shined and maintained.
Right.
That's actually on the agenda for this year, is a mobile pressure washing trailer,
Oh yeah.
because our machines are long overdue for a good wash. It makes working on them harder when you can't see the problem. Certain parts of the machine kind of keep themselves clean, like the head. It's running in the brush often enough, it kind of is what it is there. But like the belly of the machine, we had so much dust this past fall it'd choke out a moose.
Oh really?
It was bad for a while. I think I'll go back around and start over and come away from the sun.
Yeah. We're live again.
Perfect.
All right. It's kind of nice when you get a cloud once in a while, huh?
Yeah. Turn the lights off.
So, like, what's an average day for you time-wise? Do you do 8 hours to 9, 10? What do you generally do? It depends on the job or where you are or what?
Yeah. Try to get at least, do a little maintenance, and my goal is a truckload a day, more so than time.
Oh, really?
At minimum.
Yeah.
That's with breakdowns. When you're running equipment that's, well, this is an 09, it's 15 years old. Your stuff's gonna break, especially when you're as hard on it as the woods is.
Oh yeah.
Someone needs to be doing the logging side, educational side of things, showing folks why we do what we do. Because there's so much misinformation and misguided folks out there. That was really one of the 2 reasons I started making videos. First reason was it was on TikTok, and
your bar is caught there.
Yeah,
There you go.
I wanted to show my friends and family what I was doing, because I thought it was interesting enough that they should at least know what's it like for me out here a little bit,
Well, the thing is, what you do for a living a lot of times has so many details and so many things you take for granted that you think everybody knows.
Exactly.
Like when I deal with my brother Ken, he's like, well, that's common knowledge. Everybody knows that. I mean, it's no big deal watching a guy load a truck. I see it every day. I said, yeah, you do, but no one else does. And it's you don't realize, because you're so used to it, how dramatic and how cool it is and how different it is from the average everyday person.
Yeah, like the average person that watches a video on my channel is likely retired.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's nostalgic viewing, I think, of what's going on in the world, logging wise.
I get a lot of people who will comment and they just say, I've never cut wood, make a fire once in a while, but I just find it fascinating that there's this much to know about it, and they like watching it. And I think a lot of it times too, same as any other supposed reality show, like the crab guys or the tuna guys, whatever it is.
Yeah.
They're watching the personalities a lot too. They just want to see the interaction, and I think a lot of people like anything that's dramatic when stuff breaks, or like when you got this machine stuck last year.
Yeah.
I mean, because people just can't fathom what it takes to get something like this unstuck.
Yeah, being machines. Well, our last one was 30. This is right around 40,000 pounds.
Yeah. If you bury it in a swamp, that's not a good thing.
It's not much fun either. You gotta bring your chest waders to work the next day so you can get the chain hooked up to it.
Yeah.
And every machine is definitely got its own quirks, and every type of timber is not only different, but every type of logging is different. There's guys that, instead of just my Uncle Kevin and I out here, they got 4 or 5, 6 guys, and their production is just huge.
Right.
You get one of them track bunchers.
Yep.
I got that caught in that crotch of that tree.
Yeah, you gotta try to whizzle it out of there, huh?
Yeah, I won't get my that way. I'll have to get this one out of the way and swing it over towards
sure.
us. It's just pinching in there sideways. So. There we go.
I have a friend who's an accountant, and his big saying he always had is that in his business, all the magic happens in the details. It's the little things that can make or break a business.
Yeah.
And he said whenever you're showing anybody how to do something or teach them, it's the things you take for granted that are actually interesting to other people.
Yeah. And I've found, and it's taken me a while to realize it, it's you can have a really good video idea, but unless you execute the journey to the
Tell
question,
the story. Yep.
yeah, it's I'm not going to say it's null and void, but it's not as good a video for sure.
My theory is I just throw enough crap against the wall and I hope something sticks. Because there's times that I do a long video, like some of the tree removal jobs that we've done.
Yeah.
I thought, oh man, this is, it's 6 hours of footage and I got it down to 2 hours or whatever, and I spent, a full day shooting it and 2 days editing it. Like, well, this is going to be great, and it's a turd.
I've done that. I went all the way to Maine to visit. Well, the main point was to go to Canada, but while we were there, we're like, well, let's go lobstering.
Oh yeah.
And I thought it was a fantastic thumbnail, a fantastic video idea. Logger versus lobsterman.
Yeah.
And his name happened to be Mac too, which was also. Yeah, it was my worst video yet. And I think it was my best one.
Yeah. Just because you like it doesn't mean anybody else is gonna. That's what I found.
It was quite the awesome experience, though. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
Yep.
And I'd document it and edit the video and post it again in a heartbeat. There's no point in doing this if you don't enjoy it.
Right. I've also learned, though, just because you like it doesn't mean anybody else is going to like it.
Exactly.
That's wedged in there pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah. Sometimes you lift them up, they start coming. And once they start coming, if you stop, then they get stuck again. At least that's marked. I'll be cutting that one later that it's stuck on.
I suppose they don't want you damaging all the other trees they want saved.
Nope, like on this particular sale, we're not allowed to cut during sapping season.
Right, so you got to be done in the next month and a half, right?
I think sapping restrictions come on April 15th.
Oh, so we got it all of March.
Yeah. Have you had to plow any snow in Appleton yet?
Yeah, we had about 6 inches about almost a month ago now, and then we had a couple like 1 inchers that we just let melt.
Yep.
And then today we got like 1 inch, and I think later next week it's going to warm up close to 40 again. So it's been an awesome winter again this year. Unless you sell snowmobiles or snowblowers.
Yeah, or shovels.
Other than that, I like it.
I haven't had to hook the plow up yet, and I'm loving it. I honestly enjoy plowing, but
Well, I like to do it. The problem is to me, well, you guys do have contracts that you're making money plowing, or
no,
to me it's just extra work.
Yeah, a few winters ago, I was plowing approximately 8 miles of 2-track.
Nice.
And I was in a truck with a 7.5 foot wide straight blade plow. So I had to make a pass on the road. I'd wing off the middle and then I go on each ditch.
Yeah.
That way the trucks can make those corners.
Yep. So we just slid off a stump there or something. Is that what that was?
Yep, exactly. If I had my chains on, we wouldn't do that, but
don't really need it when the ground's froze good and there's no snow.
yeah, I like having the tracks on for the weight. And
the tracks are nice. Imagine the traction's incredible.
oh yeah, they're about as good as it gets. My set before was very wore out. Yeah. There was no knobs left on them at all.
Really?
And the bars
they break off or wear off?
They wear off over time. That set was 25 years old though.
So they wear off when you're on rock or gravel, I suppose, huh?
Especially sand.
Sand, really?
Like the
just grinds it?
Yeah. Especially like all the link bars. A set of tracks isn't cheap.
Yeah.
Those
tracks you got on here are what, 15 grand, 20 grand? What do they go for?
Somewhere between 12 and 16. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah. What brand are these that are on here?
P-Wag. Yeah, from Wallingford's over in Maine. They're good friends of the channel. They're awesome people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said you supply the bars for you too, or chains, or?
We buy all those, but they supply them. Yeah. That I won't run anything else but the orange GB. You should try a GB on your firewood processor. There's the saw right there.
Oh yeah. What do you run for bars? 20 or 24s?
24 mostly.
Yep, that's what I like too.
Like Buckin says there, stand up and buck up. The 24
I like because you're not hitting the ground and it's long enough that you can cut almost any tree.
Yep.
Don't have to bend over as much. 20 is a little short. I was getting a sore back with a 20. And 28, plus a lot of guys out west though, they'll cut with a 36 all the time. It's like, geez, it's just, you're so far away from the wood, you got all that extra weight out in front. I've tried it, I don't like it.
I've never tried the really, really light bars, but
I've got light bars, they're nice, very nice.
I imagine if you're running a bar that long, you're gonna want one of those.
Yeah. Well, I cut and log pile a lot, so I'm cutting 6 cuts in every log over and over and over, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
And I don't want any more weight.
No.
Because you're curling that thing all day long.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at too. That's why we port the 70cc saws. Yeah. I don't know. I've never done the math, but they got to be comparable power-wise to a stock 90cc saw. Or more, maybe. I'm not sure.
But the 592, I've got one.
Yep.
They have very, very little muffling on them, so you're gaining a bunch there. And a lot of guys say that if you port it, it's so loud already that you might as well just take a screwdriver and shove it in your ears because they're so loud. But yeah, you might get some more power. I usually start with my 592 when I'm fresh. Run a tank or two through it, and then I'll switch to my 572s, run those, and then I'll end up, I got a 562. Then if I still have any energy left after running, 7, 8 tanks, 9 tanks, whatever, then I'll sharpen, take a little break, and then go back to the 72, because that, like you say, for power to weight, it cuts fast. Because when I got the 62, you just end up pushing it harder. You're prying more.
I started on a 562 when I first started.
And they're nice.
The
new ones are quite a bit better, I think.
Yeah, I haven't tried the new series.
Yeah. Well, they just improved them because they were having problems with some of them. So some of these beech trees aren't marked, but you were mentioning about cutting the beech trees. Are you going to cut all of them anyway, or no?
There's a few on the road that we've worked with the state on.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut some road trees that are diseased tomorrow, and then we'll set them separately, and then they'll scale them, and we'll just pay what the set price is for that timber.
Is there a good market for beech?
Pulpwood or bolts. Logs are not so great.
Yeah.
Most of what we'll be cutting tomorrow, as far as beech goes, will be pulp and some tie bolts, though.
Yeah.
So we have 3 different types of bolts we're cutting on this job. We have small maple log bolts that are going to lumberjack. They're a little bit more of a specialty bolt. They only want hard maple.
Yeah.
And we have performance in Kearney, Michigan, and they buy basswood, popple, and anything hardwood bolt.
And that's firewood?
Nope.
Or is that pallets?
Pallets.
Okay.
Performance pallet. That tree is
Not behaving?
scaring.
It's kind of hung up.
I just don't want it to come towards us. There we go. Once you get the top started, then they
Make it behave?
yeah, exactly. Force it into behavior.
And I saw some of those, you like this one here, you're cutting off because you got some tear on the outside. Is that what you're doing? Or?
A little bit, but mostly that double heart on the bottom. They don't want that.
Oh, got it. And I saw some there that were rotten. You were cutting because there was a hole in it. You cut like 5-6 cookies off of it.
Yep.
Like there's got some, what's that on the bottom there's damage. You're cutting that off?
Yeah, maple boar or cat face, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
in that instance.
So is that just an old wound, basically?
Yep, someone hurt it in a previous life,
Right.
a previous cutting.
I suppose if you get guys skidding it out, pulling them out, they can go around corners and damage the bottoms, right?
Yep, the state doesn't permit full-length tree on certain types of cuts for that reason. This, I'm not sure if it would be allowed in this or not. I'd have to look at the sale bylaws. We don't worry about that anyway, so we don't have a skidder. You might hear me call the forwarder a skidder sometimes.
Yeah.
Just a bad habit, really. We actually have 2 other forwarders as well. One of them was a skidder at one time, but the Midwest is kind of the birthplace of cut-to-length logging.
Right.
And the skidders, the cable skidders, weren't selling real good. So there's a company in, I can't remember if it was Marinette or Menominee, Wisconsin, Michigan border there. They actually took those machines and cut them, lengthened them, put a loader and a bunk system on them.
I thought that was Prentice that did that, Prentice loaders.
There's a Prentice loader on our Franklin, but this, I don't even know what kind of loader is on that John Deere 440C. It's a big roof mount. So the loader it's still on the rear trailers, whereas the Franklin it's not. But I tell you, I've seen that machine on its side more than once.
Yeah.
It's top heavy. It's not much fun driving that thing in the woods. It takes a lot of skills and
that ironwood there wasn't marked. You're taking it down because you're going to run it over anyway, or what?
yeah, exactly.
Is there much value in ironwood at all besides maybe like for firewood, or is it just not enough of them and not big enough for it to be good for anything?
They'll make good pulpwood.
Yeah.
But as far as anything else,
It's great firewood if you can get it enough of it, if it's big enough, but generally it's all that small stuff.
yeah, I cut a lot of it into pulp, but usually it's 1 or 2 sticks in a tree.
Right.
I've cut a bolt out of one a few times in my day.
Probably about 300 years old, huh?
Yeah, it was very, very heavy tree for its size.
What's the most BTU of any firewood in the state?
Is it?
Yeah, it's number 1. Not in the world, though, just in our state.
Yeah, what's the world?
I don't know about the world, but I know like United States, it's post oak.
post oak?
Post oak. It's down in like Florida, southern United States. It's 30. I think it's 36 million BTUs per ton, and ironwood is 29. I think.
That's a lot more.
Yeah, and Osage orange, that's like Illinois and south. That's also called hedge. That's like 32 or 33, something like that. And then almond wood and pecan is like really close to that.
Where does beech lie?
Beech is I think it's just a hair above oak, like maybe 1 BTU. It might be like 25 or 26. That looks kind of ugly.
Yeah, that was we should edit that out.
That happens.
Not supposed to.
Cover up your sin there.
At least it's a basswood.
So yeah, the top of the. I want to go through there. So yeah, it's ironwood, and then there's blue beech, which is also ironwood. It's just a smooth bark version of ironwood. It's.
I didn't realize they were one and the same.
Yeah, well, it's not one and the same. They're both ironwoods, but blue beech is an ironwood, and then there's ironwood, but that is also called. Somebody's going to be yelling at the screen right now. Ironwood is actually called. I'll think of it. It'll come to me. Because ironwood is like oak. It's a species. And then there's blue beech, and then this kind of ironwood. Blue beech is generally more in southern Wisconsin. I'm sure it's in Illinois too, probably.
I've encountered it in southern Menominee County.
Okay. But yeah, they're both considered ironwood. Kind of like bitternut hickory and shagbark hickory.
Okay.
They're both hickory. But yeah, blue beech, and then this stuff, which is...
Very much for butternut left in the area.
No, butternut pretty much all out. That's a real soft wood, but I guess it's really, really nice for furniture. The grain is real pretty. It's kind of a shinier wood.
Okay. I've seen a few. I've found a few dead ones.
Yeah, apparently it's dying off everywhere. Yeah.
I don't know why. Any idea?
I don't know.
Then we got elm trees. Those are pretty much gone.
Well, we're starting to see a few of them down by us, but they're not big. They're just the 10-inch size.
Okay.
Once in a while, you'll see one that's 15 or something like that.
Yeah, the Dutch elm disease wreaked havoc on those.
Yep. Yeah, so then you've got above oak, in between ironwood, you'd have, I think beech is just barely above it. And then you've got locust, black locust, and honey locust. And, of course, hickory.
What do you
got there, Gun?
We got lacewood, wenge, and...
So where'd you get that from?
My cousin.
I mean, where'd you get the wood from, though?
He buys it. He makes furniture.
Oh, nice.
He went for a ride yesterday. We have Purple Heart and Zebra wood.
Yeah.
He labeled a few of them for me.
Well,
he gave me some Curl last year slabs for showing people.
Yeah.
Bob, the gentleman that gave me my cousin that wood we were just seeing, he actually has the camp at the back of this road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's one ugly stick.
Yeah, that's a dandy.
I just gotta get that lined up so I can get my saw into it.
Hornbeam. I knew it'd come to me.
Okay.
So our ironwood is actually hornbeam. It's hornbeam ironwood, and then there's blue beech ironwood. So hornberry.
You learn something new every day.
That's generally what they call it out east. We just call it ironwood.
Yep. I didn't know it was there was a subspecies name, I guess you could say.
Well, like white oak, we've got, that I know of, I think there's 4 kinds in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
You've got white oak, which has got that softer, smoother kind of bark, and then you've got bur oak, then you got swamp white oak, and then there's one other one. You probably know more than me. I just know those 3.
I'm not going to say I'm politically correct in saying so, but red oak, bur oak, or bur oak and pin oak are two and the same to me. And then
well, red oak is actually different than white oak, and bur oak is actually white oak.
okay,
It's actually a white oak. It smells like white oak. It green looks like white oak, but just is a different look to it. And then red oak and black oak are both members of the red oak family. They have the pointy leaves.
yeah.
And then there's pin oak, and there's lots of them. That's just all the only ones that I know of. I'm sure a lot of people know more than I do about it.
I've cut some oak back before I started making videos out in Dunbar, Wisconsin, on county land. That was with our first machine, the 97 Ponsse Ergo. The most viral Ponsse ever made.
Oh yeah.
I have one video on TikTok. It's at just shy of 70 million views.
Yours?
Uh-huh.
No kidding. Holy smokes.
That's why I joke it's the most viral Ponsse ever made.
Oh.
It might be, I don't know.
Yeah.
That same video on YouTube has 17 million views right now.
Wow. That's a bunch. How long a video is it?
36 seconds.
Oh.
It's a short.
Yep.
I should have brought the Sasquatch costume. Could have had you run around in it.
That would have been cool.
I have one.
Nice. I don't want to get shot though.
That's the thing. There's actually a guy down the street that believes in.
Oh, sure, and they want to get the first one. I used to thought, back especially in the 70s when they had that video that came out, and I thought, yeah, it's possible that it could happen, because they talk about it being here and then talk about, Yeti and all that stuff. It's like, it's possible, but I don't believe anymore, and you know why?
You know a lot of people that spend a lot of time in the woods?
Nope. Trail cameras.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
There's trail cameras everywhere, and if they were real, we would have seen them by now.
Just like the amount of cougars that are in our area.
Oh yeah, they show up on trail camera.
Yeah, between that and the amount of time that myself and my uncle and a lot of my other logger friends and family, you'd see him by now.
Yeah. Got like 8 sticks out of that, didn't you?
I cut a soft maple just across the 2-track right here 2 days ago. 35 sticks.
Was it the one that had multiple stems?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a big double, and then it forked about 100 times.
Yeah.
35 sticks in one tree is pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was my record. I cut one out here last year. It was a beech tree with 32.
Jeez, that's a lot. My brothers and I cut an ash tree on my dad's property that we counted the rings. It was about 155 years old.
Yeah, it's one of your more viewed videos, right?
Yeah, we got almost 7 full cords out of that one tree of firewood.
Yeah.
That's a lot of firewood in one tree.
Kevin and I did a beach salvage sale up on Highway 13 towards Munising.
Yeah.
And we were cutting behind a harvester. That was when I first started. When I first started learning chainsaw. It wasn't uncommon to see 2 full cords of 8-foot wood out of one tree.
Yeah, that's big trees. So it damaged when you did that cut there? It was just weak there and it broke.
Yeah. Might need to put a sharper chain on. I might have dulled it up.
You got an Oregon grinder or something else?
Yeah. I'd like one of them fancy auto grinders.
You just set them, forget it. Yeah, they just go.
But they're $4,000.
Yeah.
Sharpen a lot of chains by hand for that.
Yep. I could see guys that have like a hardware store that services a lot of homeowners, and you're making $10 on every sharpening or 12, whatever it is, that you can pay for it pretty quick. Having one of those, if you just keep a guy running it.
Yeah. Or if you knew like it was gonna last you 20 years and you weren't planning on doing anything different. It'd be nice to be able to like have one in the shop while you're working on something else.
Yep.
Throw a chain on every 10 minutes or something.
Right. Spend most of your time just trying to get that last stick, don't you?
Yep.
And it's the hardest on the equipment, which is why I can understand why guys a lot of times just leave them. It's like it's not worth the effort.
I get it.
Yeah.
I hate to be wasteful.
Yeah, well, I know.
Especially when it's not my wood.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I'm always looking at it firewood. It's like, man, you got all kinds of good wood there yet.
yeah. I figured you'd be drooling over the wood we were cutting today.
Well, that's good stuff, yeah.
Too bad we're not close, or we do a video on start to finish.
Yeah? Yeah.
Still could. I'll have to come check out the firewood processor someday.
It's fun. It's totally different than this, I'll tell you that. It's because it's a manual. There's 9 levers,
Okay.
and 5 of the levers do 4 things. And you got to do them all. So a lot of guys are like, how come you're not running this while you're running that? How come you don't forward a log when you're cutting that? You can, but then there's times logs will turn on you and you can't. They'll twist in the chamber, and if you're not watching it, you're gonna bind the bar, so you can't sometimes do both functions. And there's just a lot to look at too, because you're watching your elevator to make sure it's not jamming up. You're making sure that the trailer's not getting full. If you're moving it with the trailer, you're watching the guy loading to make sure he's feeding you, so you get the logs right. You got to watch if you got one with it's a snake, or it's got a real big sweep to it. It's going to roll on you different. You can have 2 logs drop instead of 1, and then you got to watch the bar if it's oiling right. You got to watch the speed of it so you're not going too fast. And it's just there's a lot going on. Everybody that's running, when they sit down and they start trying the levers, and you can tell they kind of let go with their hands and they look at you with real big eyes. Like, what the heck? You get used to it though, like anything else.
Yeah.
Like any machine, you just know what you're doing. Like you can talk and do this. I've seen other guys that I've done videos with, they can't talk while they're working.
Oh, I keep up on what's going on in the family while I'm at work.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time talking on the phone. I think it's time for a chain. That's getting a little ridiculous.
I think it's getting dull.
Yeah, I just split that.
Might have hit something too.
Must have.
Yeah, I'm ready to get out. That sounds like a good idea. So is it?
What's that?
Is it dull?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I hit something.
Oh yeah.
Must have hit something.
Yeah, you can see the tips are gone and it's jaggedy.
Yeah.
Real jaggedy. How many sharpenings do you generally get?
About 4.
4. That's about it.
Yeah, after that, it's just, this is too sharp long enough. I only had that chain on for a couple hours just now.
Yep.
Bump something.
Yep.
It was.
Yeah, that's one thing my brother Ken says, hand cutting. A lot of guys are like, oh, you can go all the way down to the witness mark on a chainsaw. And he's like, no, once it's 2/3 gone, it's shot. because your production time goes way down. You're just not cutting very fast.
Oh, and think about your lower back pushing
And
the saw.
well, and the strain on the saw, everything, yeah.
Yeah.
So he says anything past halfway, put a new chain on.
Yeah, after 4 grinds, I'm taking, because a chain's pretty dull too after I take it off.
Yeah.
So I have to take quite a bit of
So
material.
are you taking off probably a 1/16 of an inch at least?
Yeah, the chain will be half gone when I'm done.
Yeah, before shepherding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it is. People don't realize that it is a consumable item.
Yeah.
And it's a maintenance thing, and it's a wear thing. So
even, I mean, over the course of many years, your tracks are a wear item.
Tires
are.
Yeah. Today we found out bolts
Yeah.
on his head.
Yeah, on the grapple. Yeah, it didn't take.
Yeah. It's always something. Well, the thing is, there's so much pressure and violence going on here that it's.
Exactly.
I mean, how many people do this kind of stuff with any kind of equipment with the weight and the torque and everything you're doing with this?
You think about one big, like the biggest tree I cut today, the basswood.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that tree's got to weigh. 4,000 pounds, I would bet.
Probably more.
Yeah.
Well, a log cord of oak, fresh green cut oak, is about 5,000 pounds.
Yeah, and there was about a cord in that tree.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
it's basswood, so it's a little lighter, but yeah.
Yeah. We're probably not too far off with 4,000
But a big
pounds.
hard maple is going to weigh as much as oak.
Oh, yeah.
like we got a little squirt.
Where did I lose all my bolts?
Oh, yeah. You see that? Your dangle is more of a dangle now.
Yeah.
I'm upside down, I didn't realize it.
Find something to put on it?
Yeah, at least temporary so it don't hurt somebody and break off entirely, right?
Yeah, well. Yeah, if you could just get one on there just to keep it from pulling the lines. You hold something or?
Yeah, it's not a lot of room. Get my hand in there.
Pretty close now.
You know what they say, right, Chris?
What's that?
Everything's a hammer if you just believe.
That's right. Yeah, well, they say if it's not working, get a bigger hammer.
We call that a Ford tool. Or John Deere.
Yeah.
Get this hose in the way. Hand me that wrench. That 30 millimeter just for a pry bar.
Could be worse. Could be 20 below.
It was 28 below when I started the other day.
I know.
I got a video that posted a couple hours or an hour ago that it's titled "Logging in negative 28 degree weather."
Yeah.
Bolt got camera shy.
Yeah. Oh, God. Most you guys stay pretty calm. I've been around other guys, they start swearing and throwing stuff.
Well, like when I'm doing a video, I try to keep it.
Oh yeah, I keep mine clean.
If I'd be ashamed of my pastor watching it, I won't post it.
Nope, I get lots of people that tell me they watch with their kids and grandkids, and they say thanks for keeping it clean. I get that a lot.
Yeah.
And hey, advertisers don't want it dirty.
No.
They want it clean as possible. I figured you gotta take it down.
Yeah, it's just too dangerous to leave.
Right. I had a guy just asked me in the channel the other day what size chain. I said 404, and then there's 10 millimeter, right? Somewhere in Europe they use 10 millimeter, and then there's 3/4, right?
Yep, and then you have like 3/8 is would be your chainsaw.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a 404 chain.
Yeah. So you just buy your chains in bulk, all made up?
30 at a time.
You don't make your own though.
No.
Yeah. See, a lot of guys tell me, "Oh, you need to make your own chains." Like, no.
Who's got time for that?
I just buy them.
Yep.
They're cheap. I can buy them in bulk. If I get like a dozen at a time, they're $16 to $20
for a chainsaw chain.
Yeah,
or for,
yeah, for a 24-incher. Yeah,
yeah.
For a chainsaw chain. What do you pay for these?
20
something.
24?
Yeah, that's cheap. I mean, it ain't bad.
No, they're Orbit. Wallingford's who's a sponsor there. They're a supplier for Orbit chains. So.
And then what do you get for life on them generally? If you have,
Depends.
Can you get a couple days out of one sometimes?
Generally, I go through a chain a day.
Chain a day, yeah.
I can sharpen a chain around 4 times before I consider it junk.
Yeah.
They start to get lots of stretch.
Yeah.
Like this one ain't got much play in it.
Yeah.
You go to this one, which was new yesterday.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot more play.
Yeah. But the teeth are still good. It's just got too much play in it, huh?
I don't even fix chains anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't pay.
Once they break, you're just gonna keep breaking them.
So do you pile them up in a pile, and there's anybody that will buy them and take parts? And because I've done it with chainsaw chains.
Oh really?
I had a guy buy 40 of them from me, all wore out ones.
Yeah.
He says, I get a little cutting out of them. $2 a piece. I was happy to sell them to him.
Oh, I just scrapped.
Bought a whole bunch of them. Yeah, I know.
You got 5-pound bucket.
Yeah, because you can, if you got time, you can get more life out of them.
Yeah.
But
For
when you're doing production, just put a new
Exactly.
chain on.
So, yep, four sharpenings, and then I swap her out.
You sharpen like before you start in the afternoon again, I'm sure. Or
I do everything on a grinder.
oh, you do? So
Yeah.
you just swap them out then? You don't even worry about it?
Yeah, I do it all in the garage where it's warm.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
Yeah. This is pretty interesting how these tensioners work. You ever see how they work on these?
Not in this kind.
So there's 2 pistons here. One is a flow for the oil that goes into the bar here, but then the other one is just a hydraulic piston.
Okay.
And then once the saw button gets pressed, there's a lock feature, so it holds the bar at tension, but it doesn't increase tension as you make your cut. So I just put the chain on the chain catch there and put it over the tip, and little trick of the trade to get that back in there. Otherwise, you're trying to reef on it.
Yeah. So when you put the pressure on that, some oil came out.
That's just bar oil.
I don't know. Is that normal that just the pressure will release it?
It's just the bar oil. The
Yeah.
seal is not.
Yeah.
I put a new seal in it less than a week ago. It's kind of.
Yeah.
I want to flip it
Yeah.
more on one side.
No, I noticed that the piece that you were struggling with there, yanking on this piece of ironwood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There.
And you're twisting it, and that's what caused it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the chain caught
Caught
and
it,
then as
yeah.
I pulled the head away, it
Right.
twisted the chain
Yep,
and snapped
yep.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always those nasty, scrubby kind of things that cause problems. It's
Yeah.
because if you're in a cut on a good, nice piece of wood, it's usually not an issue. It's the brushy crap that gets you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you lubricate the tip ever or no?
No, I don't, these are. I don't know if
No,
you.
it's got a greaser. It's got a hole. You just don't
I
worry
never-
about it.
I never have. I've only ever blown one tip on these bars.
I've blown a couple tips, but it's because I didn't grease it, and I was cutting when it was like 20 below,
Yep.
and I put the tip down into the snow, and I think the temperature change just got it.
I noticed cutting ash, I'll blow more tips.
Dry. Yeah.
But after I switched to the GB bar, it really hasn't been a problem.
So what's
for
the
me.
GB? What's the difference?
They're titanium.
Oh, okay. So what do the bars cost you?
They're around 100.
$100, yeah.
They're not too bad. But what's nice about this bar compared to the others, well, it might be $10 more,
Yeah,
but I get a lot more out of this bar. This bar takes the abuse.
yeah.
I can take this bar,
And that's about a 26-ish?
28.
28? Okay, that was cool.
Or no, it ain't 28. I think they're 24 technically.
Technically, yeah, because you're only cutting
Yeah.
so much there.
But this, which way is it? Put the bad one up. This bar, I've had them bent, way out here.
And they pop back, no problem.
These got so much tensile strength, they come
kidding.
back to relatively true.
And you got a little
Yeah,
notch there. That's probably from where it flew off, huh?
possibly.
So what happened here? Was this before you got it? Somebody busted it and had to be re-welded, or what?
Yeah, I've fixed it a couple times myself as well. I'm not really the best with welders.
If it holds and doesn't break again, it's a good weld. That's what I consider. I know there's a lot of guys like, oh, look at that crow crap,
I
Whatever.
don't weld on YouTube because I just people are brutal.
Oh, they get real
On
brutal.
welding.
Yeah, that's why they invented a grinder.
It's weld and paint grind and paint makes the welder ain't.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
why that happened, don't you?
Why is that?
You're a maniac.
Why?
I'm just kidding.
Cutting trees.
Yeah, I know. Do you have to shut the engine off, or is it just safer?
Have to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that
can't.
piston tries to push out. And safer,
Yeah,
for
oh,
sure.
yeah.
Even if it could, I would.
Yeah.
It, I wouldn't want to.
Lose a hand,
No.
or both hands.
Yeah. Or an arm.
Oh, yeah, yeah.